inside the reactor.
I wanted to go to Harvey Wasserman. He's speaking to us from Columbus, Ohio, long experience in dealing with nuclear plants in this country. Harvey, this latest news of the Japanese nuclear reactor, water levels inside almost empty, according to the power plant's operator, Tokyo Electric Power. Then the news agency GG saying a meltdown of fuel rods inside the Fukushima Daiichi Complex's #2 reactor could not be ruled out. Can you explain the significance of this, the exposure of the fuel rods?
Well, it's hugely significant. It's a very, very dangerous situation. I should note that the first reactor at Fukushima is identical to the Vermont Yankee plant, and which is now up for relicensing, and which the people of Vermont are trying to shut. And we should also note that this kind of accident, this kind of disaster, could have occurred at 4 reactors in California had the 9.0 Richter scale earthquake hit close to Diablo Canyon at San Luis Obispo or San Onofre between L.A. and San Diego. We could very well now be watching Los Angeles or San Diego being evacuated had this kind of thing happened in California. And of course, the issue is the same in Vermont. There are 23 reactors in the United States that are identical or close to identical to the first Fukushima reactor. Now, this exposure of fuel is about as bad as it gets. It means that these fuel rods, superheated fuel rods, could melt if they are exposed to water, which they're trying to pour water in there. It could create radioactive steam, conceivably blow off the containment and result in another Chernobyl, a horrific, horrendous release of radiation that could, and in fact would, come to the United States within a week or so, as the Chernobyl radiation came to California within 10 days. This is about as bad as it gets, and we are not 100% sure we're getting fully accurate information. We only know that the worst-case scenario is very much a possibility. There are 10 reactors at the Fukushima site, 2 separate sites, one with 6 reactors and one with 4. And the fact that a U.S. aircraft carrier has detected significant radiation 60 miles away is very much a dangerous sign. It means that the radiation releases are ongoing and probably will only get worse.
Here in the United States, some have raised concerns about the safety of nuclear power plants located in earthquake-prone areas like California, like you, Harvey Wasserman. But speaking to Meet the Press yesterday, Marvin Fertel, the president of the NEI, the Nuclear Energy Institute, expressed confidence about the safety of nuclear plants in California.
We have a couple of nuclear power plants in earthquake zones, or at least in California. Is there a concern? Should Americans be concerned about the fact that these power plants are sitting in earthquake zones? Are they safe?
Yeah, all of our power plants, whether they're in California, which is a high earthquake area, or in the Midwest or other places, are required by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission to design to be able to withstand the maximum credible earthquake. And the NRC continues to update and upgrade what requirements are.
And you said post 9/11 that there were some extra upgrades put in to make sure that that these nuclear plants could handle a total power shutdown, correct?
Yeah, we've done things post 9/11 to make sure that if something happened to our plant, like happened in Japan, where you lost all power, that you could get water to the core and continue to cool it.
That was Marvin Fertel, president of the Nuclear Energy Institute, which represents the energy industry, speaking with Chuck Todd on Meet the Press. Harvey Wasserman, your response.
Well, that's what he's paid to say. I was in Japan in the mid-1970s. That's exactly what they said about Fukushima. I spoke at the Kashiwazaki plant, which less than 5 years ago was also hit by a huge earthquake, and 7 reactors shut there. The people of Japan were repeatedly assured that this could not happen. Those reactors in Japan and the ones in the United States are designed to withstand a 7.5 Richter earthquake, and this is a 9.0, which is more than 10 a significantly higher impact than what they're designed to withstand. We're also seeing pressures inside these reactor pressure vessels and containment domes that are in excess of design capacity. The nuclear industry is defending a product that cannot withstand Mother Nature, both in the United States and Japan. You have to remember that the Japanese industry is highly advanced. Both Westinghouse and General Electric, the two major purveyors of nuclear plants in the United States, are now owned by Japanese Japanese companies. This is not the Soviet Union. This is a highly advanced country that cannot cope with nuclear power plants that have been sustained damage that was predicted. We predicted that these nuclear plants would be hit by earthquakes and by tsunamis, and the Japanese government and the nuclear industry laughed it off, just as Mr. Furtick has done yesterday. Every nuclear plant in the United States is susceptible to this kind of damage and this kind of disaster, and it's time that they be shut in any kind of prudent mindset that will protect the people of this country and our economy, by the way, as we're going to see what's happening to the Japanese economy.
We're speaking with anti-nuclear activist Harvey Wasserman, speaking to us from Columbus, Ohio.